Good morning. That was so cool.
Amen.
Let me turn my mic off. So excited to be here. I forgot to teach. Is that better?
Now? All right. I am excited to be here. I'm excited to be able to worship. My son Lucas is here. Lucas is Buckeye fan. And I was just thinking, I was one time at their home when Lucas and my son Francisco lived in Ohio. We went over there, and there was a Buckeye game going on. And these guys were, I don't know about Buckeyes. They're just, and they were, but the Buckeyes did something. Like they got it wasn't even like they scored. They got a 1st and 10. And Lucas, I mean, they were really good. They won the game. They always win the games, right? But it didn't really matter. These guys were in front of the TV set going, yeah, woo! And I thought, I could do that. But so when my God scores 1st and 10 or he does scores a goal or makes a touchdown, I go, yeah! Oh, sorry. That was probably kind of loud, huh? But so that's what we do that's what I do for worship. When I read the words, when we're worshiping and words come out up on the screen and we're singing these words, I just get really excited because I believe it. And I think, as I'm reading those words, it just kind of like, I feel like if I don't say something, if I don't cheer, when my God hits a home run, I feel like the cheers will do it. So I don't give them a chance. I do. I'm going to talk a little bit about worship and about my journey as far as worship goes. It starts back when I was 19 years old. And when I was 19 years old, it was 1969. It was about, it was January 1st, about 12:10 in the morning. Everybody else was partying. I didn't have a date. I was home with my brothers and sisters. My life to that point had been characterized by 2 words, and I spoke about this earlier. One word was responsibility. I was a responsible young man. And the other word that characterized my life was expectations. There were certain expectations as a responsible young man that I had. And most of those had to do with religion. And I was a good, responsible, religious person. And I had all these responsibilities and all these expectations, and I wasn't doing well at all with those expectations. And I was responsible, but even though I was responsible, it just was coming up short, and I was getting really frustrated. But earlier in the year, some folks had talked to me, some young men had told me that they knew God personally, and that I could know God personally. And all I had to do was ask God to come in my life, and He would come in my life, and He would reveal Himself to me. So I'm taking stock of my first 19 years of my life, and I'm thinking, I'm ready to chuck religion, but I can't because I have certain expectations. I would have if I didn't have it, if I wasn't such a responsible young man. But it was just frustrating because I wasn't doing well in either one. So I said, God, here's my life. Let's see what you do with it. Was it real reverent? Was it particularly repentant? What? I knew I wasn't going anywhere, so I said, God, reveal yourself to me. And then something started to happen. in my life. The two words that were typical of my life, responsibility and expectations, changed, and those words changed to response and expectancy. The response was, I responded to God's call. It says, the Bible says that if as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God. And so if I would receive him, God was calling me to himself. And he said, if I would receive him and welcome him into my life, that he would give me the right to become a child of God. So I did that. I responded to that call. And I said, well, here's my life. And then I started having expectancies. I started expecting God, instead of expectations on me, I was expecting God to show himself to me. And so I started reading the Bible. And then I went over they told me I should read the Bible, and I never read the Bible before. So I turned to John 3:16, and in John 3:16, the Bible says, for God so loved the world that he gave. And so I thought, well, God, if I could stop right there. For God so loved the world that he gave. Oh, cool. God was giving. God wanted to give. He was a loving God. He wanted to give to me. But this is what he gave. He gave me his only unique begotten Son. His unique Son. He loved the world so much that he was willing to give up his Son. And so it was kind of, I thought, well, what does that mean? What could I expect? Not what was expected of me. I knew what was expected of me, and I didn't do really well. I was expected to fail. I mean, that's what I've been doing all this time, failing. And as responsible as I was, I still failed. So now I started getting this expectancy. Well, what will God do if he comes into my life and he starts changing my life, and he came and he gave? What would he give me? What would I get? And then how would I respond to that giving? And so it was changing. It wasn't about me anymore. It was about God. It was just getting kind of exciting. I wasn't nearly as excited as today, but because I just didn't know very much. But as I was going along, I was getting these certain expectations. And then I was expecting God just, as he had started to reveal himself to me, as I started reading the Bible, I'd always heard that the Bible was a very complicated book, and it took me years of seminary training before you could ever understand it. And then, and I thought, well, I'll just get a Bible study. Then had good news from modern man, good words. I thought, I can understand this. And I started reading it. And then God started showing me things about himself. And that was kind of it was really, exciting. I wanted to see what would happen next. Well,